gonna do a little quick spoiler discussion on The Quiet Place. So starting from the high tension moments, because I just want to jump in right here. We all know that in this movie, the family couldn't make noise because it was some monsters out there, and these monsters were attracted to sound. And and there was moments where things happened where the sound, some sound happened, and then these monsters came for them. So talking from the standpoint where the mother, Emily Blunt character, was pregnant, and she went into labor.
First of all, for a pregnant woman to have to make no noise.
Oh my God, that scene, man. That scene, it was a good scene, man. That scene had me on the edge of my seat too, and I'm looking like, wow. And I'm looking, and I saw, it kind of made me a little mad because I saw where all this was leading, but it was really played out real well, because I'm looking like, okay, when they decided like, oh yeah, I got to go, I'm like, why are you leaving now? Because something going to happen, you know? And okay, let's talk about things they foreshadowed. So, you know, I don't know if she was doing laundry or something, and the bag caught a nail on the stairs. And they showed this nail stick up straight on the stairs for like 5 seconds, so you know it's something. You know,
dramatic close up, the music.
I know.
Comes up.
That is the kind of stuff that I was like, okay, don't do that, because the foreshadowing is too obvious when you do stuff like that. And
a credit to this movie, when I saw that, it seemed so obvious. I'm like, okay, they playing me.
Right. That's gonna lead to something else.
You know, and so I'm like, I immediately put it out of my head because I'm like, there's no way they're going back to this.
But no, I mean, you know, sure enough, when she go in labor, she go down the stairs, she step on that nail and almost scream out. Actually, that's what attracted them, right?
She
dropped something.
She dropped something, yeah.
And then that attracted to him. But I'm thinking like, would them things be that far away that they come all the way to that one little noise?
So like it
should have been louder, I think.
That's one of the things that after the fact I have a bit of a problem with. Is like, so no matter how far away they are, they hear every noise.
Yeah.
But like, if that's the case, you can't hide from them in a room that they're in. Because they should be able to hear your heartbeat.
I know, your heart beating.
Your breathing.
Your footsteps, like all that.
And like also, I swear I heard them sniffing.
They might go. Oh, you saying if they go by smell, then it don't matter,
right? Like, and like so, like I see them like listening for stuff, but like then, like when they shuffle around,
they are blind though. I think I saw that was written down on his little notes or whatever.
Like, because I don't think they even have eyes at all.
Yeah.
But like, I swear, like, unless like that's just what it sounds like when they breathe. But like, I swear I heard some sniffing going on.
Okay, so the whole part was, she had to evade the creature while she was in labor. Her water broke. She had to evade the creature while she was in labor and stay alive enough to actually deliver the baby herself
quietly
and not make a noise.
She had to deliver her baby without making a single noise.
Without making a noise, and while this creature is on her ass like white on rice. That's crazy, man.
Like, you know what? Can't nobody say shit to her, man. Like,
yeah. So it was another scene. So I mentioned before, the little girl was deaf, and which you make it seem like this was like so easy to know, but her hearing aid was had the high frequency pitch or whatever, and that bothered the monsters or whatever.
Yeah.
So, was that something? I guess you could see that coming. And was that something you saw? Oh, that I knew that was gonna happen.
So, like, I think a big part of it is like one of the, by virtue of the kinds of animes and cartoons and comics that I've, that I've had on my intake, is like if I see a clearly defined sense-based superpower, I'm like, okay, so if the antithesis of that is like if you can see really well, you use stuff that fucks with the eyes.
A flash of light in
right.
the eyes or something.
If you hear really well, you use noise that you use like ridiculously loud or high frequency, high pitched noise as a weapon. So like that was my initial thought when I'm like, oh, okay, so they like, because when I heard them the sound they make, I'm like, is that echolocation? Like, I didn't know for sure if it was, but like then with their, ridiculously overpowered hearing, I'm like, shit, I'm introducing motherfuckers to some Judas Priest. Fuck it.
But I mean, I see that, so I'm looking like this is kind of a trope that's done though in these movies where you have the kid with the handicap end up being the one with the superpowers.
Yeah.
Which it was cool though, because I was looking like these things are so strong and fast and they fuck up everything in their way that I want somebody to have something to fight these damn things,
And also, like, because of the nature of it, she was the only person who would never have noticed.
Yeah, so I guess that makes sense.
Because, like, as they're getting it, she's getting it.
Yeah. Okay, we had, of course, you're going to have a couple of deaths, so we can talk about the beginning scene. So they had, like I said, they had 3 kids. They had a young boy, looked like he was about 6 or 7, maybe about 5 or 6, and he wanted to play with a toy, which this toy makes noise, and they told him, no, you cannot play with that toy. It's too loud. Sorry. And the little girl went behind her parents' back and gave the boy the toy.
And what makes it so bad is like even the framing of that scene, like. The dad took the toy, took the batteries out, set it off.
Yeah, I know. Which I saw that coming. Like, why would he leave those batteries right there?
But then in the way kids are, I'm gonna grab the battery.
Right, but see, that ain't what happened. Well, you talking about? I was like, because she gave him the toy back.
She gave
so I mean, we knew they was gonna come back
into
play. I knew it was gonna come back into play later. I didn't know it was gonna happen so soon.
Right.
So they.
Because I thought it was gonna be like once they get home, and that's how everything was gonna jump off.
Yeah, no, they walking back home, and little boy put the batteries in the toy and turned it on, and that was it, man. The things on his ass, like, that was crazy, man.
Like in that scene, like especially like the dad running to get him, and then seeing it running through the.
I know that the way he got there and about, like a second before he got there, like
yeah. It was just gone.
Like that was fucked up. So another one was when the dad died. What'd you think of that scene?
I liked it, and I didn't think I was going to. Like I had a feeling that they were going to do that. Something like that.
Well, sacrifice for the kids.
Right. Especially since he just promised his wife he would protect the kids.
Oh yeah. I mean, you think he wouldn't have done it if he didn't promise her that?
I'm just saying, like the framing of that scene. It's like, you promised me you'll keep those kids safe.
Yeah.
Like you know what's about to happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I knew one of them was gonna die.
But like I'm thinking, like especially once he saw the axe, and I remember seeing a shot of him in the trailer holding the axe. I'm like, okay, so he's gonna try to go down swinging and smack. It's like because of like him getting injured there, he couldn't like do the usual Hollywood trope of coming in swinging and screaming.
Yeah.
So he just put himself up.
Right, and I mean the way they set that scene up, I like it. And then it's like and his last words were in sign language too.
Yeah.
That actually had a different effect on me than seeing the usual way the people do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking like that's get this movie so many more points just because just how different it is. Seeing too many movies, seeing too much of the same thing, that was different. And that actually had a different effect on me by seeing that. So I gave him points for that.
Oh yeah. I mean, and again, like having to act out your emotions because you can't say them.
Mm-hmm.
Like and just like turning
it helped the movie.
Oh yeah, man.
And so let's talk about that last scene real quick. So we finally gonna figure out how they gonna beat these things. So once the little girl figured out, which I was kind of wondering, like, I don't know, she might have seen like, cause I mean, of course, how they play in movies, they just not figuring this out, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it would have worked better for me if they already had a plan to do this. But it was just I just figured it out right there.
Not only that, but like,
'Cause why would he have that speaker hooked up anyway if you know you can't use sound? Or was he already planning to do something? With
so
that?
like between her implant and the way, and this is one thing. It took me a while to actually figure out if that's what was going
It's like
on.
an intercom system, right?
No. So the creatures affect electricity around them. That's why whenever they're walking around, the lights go out.
Okay.
And it took me a while to figure out if that's what was actually happening, or if like they was walking in front of shit or stepping on something.
Okay.
But like, so because of the electromagnetic interference from them, it started making shit go off.
Okay.
And so like, I'm just saying, like,
well, I mean, you thought
it wasn't something that was supposed to be able to happen.
No, I'm saying how she figured out.
Oh no, that was bullshit.
Well, I mean, let me. Well, you stopped me like you was about to tell me. Well, let me tell you why that ain't bullshit.
Oh no, I thought you would like.
Okay, no, okay, I got you. But okay, no, what I was trying to say was, okay, the girl figured out the frequency from her hearing aid was making the creatures, was hurting the creatures. And so she took her hearing aid off and put it on a little loudspeaker or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why they got a loudspeaker hooked up in a place where you're not supposed to have noise?
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking. Why was he even hooked up and ready to go?
Oh, that. No, yeah, that didn't.
It was ready to go,
Yeah.
you know? So, I mean, she turned her thing on. First, I thought it was broke, though. Didn't it break at first or something?
So, no, she had turned it off.
Oh, and she didn't know that it.
Right.
Oh.
Like, she turned it off because the ringing was hurting her.
Oh. How did she figure that out then? Oh, she looked at the. See that right there?
Because she saw it, like, reacting.
I know, right. And then she was like.
And then the slow motion.
Ah.
The slow motion. Let me look at this collage my dad had for.
Yeah, I know. Seconds. No, don't. That right there lost a little points.
Yeah.
Lost a little points because that was some old Hollywood. I just figured everything I need to know out just to win.
Last
moment.
Minute,
you know.
Mary.
Like, no, maybe if the dad maybe figured it out and left her a note or something, I would have been cool with that. But the fact that she just figured everything she needed to know out there and then had a loudspeaker right there where she could use, I was like, oh, come on. I mean, it was a cool moment because I'm happy to see this family actually fight back because they was getting their ass kicked this whole movie. You know what I'm saying? These damn things are assholes. They did not let up. Every time you think they might be a little safe, here they come.
Like, not only that, but it's like you can't buy in on any other kind of ending on a movie like this because you can only survive so long.
Yeah, I know. So that was like my slight problem with that ending where it was like how you just figuring everything out. Like right now because you need this to you need to end the movie and you need the good guy to win. So you figuring everything you need to know out. You did not have no clue of this. You didn't research this. You didn't think about this. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different if she was, well, I'm working on something, and then you put what you was working on into play. But no, you didn't know nothing about that, and all of a sudden you just figured it out.
Because when they did it, like I had this like running tally of like everything I had learned about these things throughout the movie. I'm like, okay, so the armor plating is bulletproof, but it shifts when they're listening for shit. But like, it can close up super quick, so you'd have to find some way to disable that and all that, just to get a shot off, and then to see it actually happen the way I thought it would need to.
I didn't know they had armor because I never seen anyone actually try to shoot at them.
So like, because that was one of his notes about him.
Right, you see that when you look at his little notes or whatever. But so the thing was, she used the little.
Then I figured that's why the military hadn't killed him yet.
She used her hearing aid and she turned the frequency up, and then she put it on a loudspeaker, and that made I guess that messed up his armor, and then she shot it.
Yeah, so like, because the way they shift the plates, to enhance their echolocation. When she did that, it couldn't control the plates anymore. Like
so. Okay, go ahead.
So it basically just put it in a place where it's like it can't do shit but flail around.
Right. And I'm like, okay, I you know what I'm saying? I'm happy they can fight him. So, then we see the end shot. What you think of the last shot?
I didn't like that.
I liked it. Why did you like it?
Like, because it was like a dramatic. Like, I liked it, but I didn't. Like, because it took me.
I'm gonna tell you why I like it. But go ahead.
It took me out of the headspace I had been in for the whole movie. You know, which is this is some real shit. You know, this is there is no like dramatic gotcha moment that you can actually like stop and rest on. But at the same time, I liked it because it's them saying, "Oh yeah, that part of the story is over."
Well, I mean, to me, it was saying that they gonna fight back now. They know how to fight back, and they ain't gonna just be because the whole movie they was victims. The whole movie they was just scared. They was hiding. Mm-hmm. They was scared victims through the whole movie, and it's the only time they can fight back. Right. Give her a little action movie moment. Let her pump a rifle.
So that was that was the reason I did kind of like it was because it's like, oh yeah, that movie you just got done watching, that ain't the way this story's gonna go from now on. We know how to get these fools now. So we got them.
So let's wrap up. It was a real good movie. Amazing movie. Matter of fact, go see it as soon as you can. Quiet Place.
And for those of y'all in Hollywood watching, this is how you make a thriller.